A good Tavach to all of our listeners. Welcome to our new video-style shiurim of the daily halacha. In today's halacha, we're going to begin the laws and customs that relate to Pesach. And in today's halacha, we're going to deal with the halacha of reviewing the laws of Pesach 30 days prior to the festival. It's brought down in the beginning of Hilchos Pesach, chapter 429, that the Chachamim Harishonim, the earlier sages in the times of the temple, established and instituted that the preachers, the Magidim, of every town and city should preach publicly the laws of the upcoming festival 30 days prior to the festival. Thus, from Purim and onwards, the preachers were set to preach the laws of Pesach. While from the 5th of Iyar and onwards, which is 30 days before Shavuos, they were set to preach the laws that relate to Shavuos. While from the 14th of Elul and onwards, they were set to preach the laws that relate to Sukkot. Why did the Chachamim make such an establishment? Meaning that there's many different sets of laws that we have during the year. And we don't necessarily find anywhere else that the Chacham actually established a set period of time that now you must begin learning this section of halachas. We don't find that starting Sunday we have to start learning the laws of Shabbos. So the reason brought down is because that 30 days prior to the festival they had to start learning not the detailed laws of each festival, such as laws of chametz and matzah, and the laws of a sukkah and dalud minim, not those halachas. The halachas that were required to be studied were the laws that pertain to the sacrifices. Every single yontif, a Jew was required to bring 3 different karbanos: an oilas re'iyah, a shalmei simcha, and a shalmei chagiga. Now these karbanos had specified laws, such as they couldn't have blemishes and other invalidations. And since this is negeya to the shchita in the carbon in the mizbeach, in the mikdash, therefore the Chachamim made a special establishment that since not everyone knows the proper laws of kachim, therefore the preachers in each town and community were given the job to preach these detailed halachas before every one of the shalosh regalim. And thus each one of the shalosh regalim were equal in terms of what halachas were taught, as they were taught the halachas of kachim, of karbanis. What makes a carbon puzzle, what leaves it kosher. The obvious question that comes out from this is that how does this apply today? Today that we no longer have a mikdash, and we no longer bring karbanis, is there still such an establishment to study the laws of Pesach and of each holiday 30 days before? So the Alter Rebbe continues and says that even after the destruction of the temple, the Takanas Chachamim remained in place. And the Takana remained that the Rebbes would teach their students 30 days prior to the Chag the detailed halachas of that specific Chag. Not the laws of karbanis that were no longer applicable in exile, but the laws of every holiday. So since the Shavuos does not have any specific halachas, so they wouldn't teach 30 days before Shavuos. But Pesach has many halachas of chametz, matzah, where to clean, etc. And Sukkot has many halachas of the sukkah, of the dalud minim. So those holidays 30 days beforehand, in the yeshivas, the rabbanim would teach the students. Everyone else, they wouldn't learn it 30 days beforehand, the balabatim, but rather they would come for the Shabbos HaGadol Drasha. And that's in essence the root of the Shabbos HaGadol Drasha. The Shabbos HaGadol Drasha was created from this institution of the Chachamim to study the laws before the festival. Now, the Alter Rebbe then concludes as follows. In today's generation, since the rabbis no longer teach the laws in yeshivas, as we see that 30 days before the holidays, not all yeshivas stop and learn only and focus only on the halachas of the holiday. The Alter Rebbe explains that the reason is because today all the halachas are already written in Svarim. And therefore he concludes that it's a mitzvah on every single Jew to learn the laws of the festival prior to the festival until he's an expert in them and knows what is to be done. Hamaisa asher yasim. So that's the halacha l'maisa that comes out of this, is that every single Jew has a responsibility to pick up Sfarim that deal with Hilchos Pesach, starting from Purim and onwards, to pick up Sfarim dealing with Hilchos Sukkot, starting from Sukkot and onwards, starting from Yudalad Elul and onwards, and become an expert in the halachas that deal with them. The Rebbe adds in the Sikha that besides for starting the learning of these halachas from Purim and onwards, one should add and increase even more starting from Rosh Chodesh Nisan, following the opinion of Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, which holds that the learning should be done 2 weeks before Pesach and not 30 days before Pesach. So thus, to also go according to his opinion, we increase in greater learning of the halachis at that time.